Stop soaking chia seeds like this. But here is the first surprise. For most healthy adults, the biggest mistake is not failing to soak chia seeds for some magical number of hours. There is no established medical rule saying every chia seed must be soaked overnight before you can safely eat it. The real problems are more practical. Eating too much fiber too quickly, using too little fluid, swallowing a large amount of dry chia when you already have difficulty swallowing, leaving a prepared chia mixture sitting around improperly, or expecting one spoonful of seeds to fix blood sugar, cholesterol, constipation, or body weight by itself. Chia seeds are genuinely nutrient-dense. 2 tablespoons provide a substantial amount of fiber, plant-based omega-3 fat, protein, and several minerals. But their high fiber content is exactly why preparation matters. And if you are over 60, this becomes especially relevant because constipation, swallowing problems, medication use, and fluid restrictions are more common. So today, we are going through 12 critical chia seed mistakes. Some involve soaking, some involve portion size, and several have nothing to do with soaking time at all. The most important detail is not whether your chia sits in water for 20 minutes or 8 hours. It is whether the way you are using it actually fits your digestion, your medications, your swallowing ability, and the rest of your diet. Let's start with the mistake that causes the most confusion. Mistake number 1. Believing chia absolutely must be soaked overnight. You may have heard that dry chia seeds are useless, indigestible, or dangerous for everyone. That overstates the evidence. Chia seeds develop a gel-like coating when exposed to moisture. That makes them convenient for pudding, oatmeal, yogurt, smoothies, and drinks. But chia can also be incorporated into foods without an overnight soaking ritual. Unlike flaxseed, chia does not necessarily need to be ground before you can obtain nutrients from it. Soaking is a preparation option, not a universal medical requirement. There is an important exception. If you have difficulty swallowing, a narrowing of the esophagus, or another swallowing disorder, eating a large spoonful of dry chia and immediately drinking liquid is not a smart experiment. Dry seeds can absorb liquid and expand. If swallowing is already impaired, discuss the safest texture with your clinician or speech-language professional. That brings us to mistake number 2, swallowing a concentrated spoonful of dry chia. Sprinkling a modest amount over a moist meal is different from swallowing a tablespoon or 2 directly from a spoon. If you prefer chia hydrated, mix it thoroughly into enough liquid and allow it to disperse rather than gulping down a thick clump. People with known swallowing problems should be especially cautious. Mistake number 3. Starting with a huge serving because chia is healthy. Just 2 tablespoons can provide around 11 grams of fiber. That is actually a lot from just one ingredient. And, adding fiber too quickly can produce gas, abdominal pressure, bloating, and cramps. This is especially noticeable when someone previously ate a relatively low-fiber diet and suddenly begins adding several tablespoons of chia every day. More is not automatically better. It's better to start smaller if your digestive system is not accustomed to high-fiber foods, then see how you respond. Remember, your total diet matters more than trying to reach an impressive chia seed dose. And that leads directly to mistake number 4, increasing chia without paying attention to fluids. Fiber and fluid work together. For people who are able to drink fluids normally, adequate hydration helps fiber support softer, easier to pass stools. Adding substantial fiber while drinking very little may do the opposite of what you intended. You may feel more bloated or constipated. But there is another important qualification. Not everyone should simply start drinking enormous amounts of water. Some people with heart failure, advanced kidney disease, or other conditions are given specific fluid restrictions. If that applies to you, follow your clinician's instructions rather than a generic internet hydration target. So the practical rule is simple. Do not think of chia in isolation. Think about your total fiber, total fluid intake, medical conditions, and symptoms together. Mistake number 5. Thinking longer soaking creates dramatically more nutrition. A 20-minute soak, a 2-hour soak, and an overnight soak produce different textures. But there is no strong human evidence showing that leaving chia in water overnight suddenly transforms it into a more powerful treatment for chronic disease. Soak it because you enjoy the texture. Soak it because it mixes more evenly into your breakfast. Or hydrate it because that preparation is easier for you to eat. Do not assume 8 hours creates medical properties that were absent at 2 hours. Mistake number 6. Treating chia gel like a medication. Chia seeds contain valuable nutrients. They are rich in fiber and provide alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, a plant omega-3 fatty acid. That makes chia a useful food. It does not make chia a replacement for cholesterol medication, blood pressure medication, diabetes treatment, or professional dietary care. Research on chia itself has produced mixed results. Some clinical studies and meta-analyses suggest small improvements in certain cardiovascular measurements, particularly blood pressure in some populations, but benefits have not been consistent across body weight, blood sugar, cholesterol, inflammation, and other outcomes. That distinction matters. A nutritious food can support a good dietary pattern without functioning like a prescription drug. Mistake number 7. Assuming chia automatically causes major weight loss. The idea sounds logical. Chia contains fiber. Fiber can increase fullness. Chia also forms a gel when hydrated. Therefore, chia must melt away body fat. That final step is where the claim becomes misleading. Feeling fuller after a fiber-rich meal does not guarantee that someone will lose a meaningful amount of weight. Human trials have not established chia as a standalone weight loss treatment. If chia replaces a low-fiber snack or helps make a breakfast more filling, that can be useful. But, adding chia on top of everything you already eat also adds calories. Healthy calories still count. So, think substitution and overall dietary pattern, not magic addition. Mistake number 8. Believing chia will automatically control diabetes. Fiber-rich foods can absolutely be part of a healthy eating pattern for people with diabetes. Fiber may slow digestion and influence how quickly carbohydrate is absorbed. But that does not mean a tablespoon of chia can neutralize a high-sugar meal. Nor does it mean someone taking glucose-lowering medication should change that medication because they have started eating chia. Research specifically studying chia and glycemic outcomes remains inconsistent. Some studies have reported favorable effects under particular conditions. Others have found no significant improvement in key glucose measurements. Now, we reach mistakes that receive much less attention. Mistake number 9. Preparing a wet chia mixture and forgetting food safety. Once you mix chia into milk, yogurt, fruit, or another perishable ingredient, you have created a prepared food. Do not treat it as something that can sit on a warm kitchen counter indefinitely. Keep prepared perishable foods refrigerated. And remember that food can sometimes contain harmful microorganisms, even when it does not smell obviously spoiled. This is especially important for older adults and people with weakened immune systems, because foodborne illness may cause more serious complications. There have also been recalls of packaged chia seeds because of possible salmonella contamination. That does not mean chia seeds are inherently unsafe. It means chia should be treated like every other packaged food. Check current recalls when appropriate. Look at your package and lot information. Store it properly, and if a product you own has been recalled, follow the recall instructions rather than assuming washing or soaking will make it safe. Both contain chia. They are not nutritionally identical meals. Adding one healthy ingredient does not erase the rest of the recipe. The same applies to chia water. If you turn it into a sugary beverage, the word chia does not automatically make the drink ideal for blood sugar management. Mistake number 11. Adding chia aggressively when your gut is already irritated. Fiber is useful for many people, but people do not all respond to fiber in the same way. If increasing chia gives you persistent bloating, worsening abdominal discomfort, diarrhea, or constipation, do not keep forcing larger servings because somebody online promised your gut is detoxing. Your symptoms are information. Reduce the amount and assess what else changed in your diet. People with certain gastrointestinal disorders may temporarily require different fiber strategies under medical supervision. And persistent or severe symptoms deserve proper evaluation. If you add chia to oatmeal yogurt or another already moist food, an overnight soak is not automatically necessary. If you prefer chia pudding prepared ahead of time, store it in the refrigerator, particularly when dairy products, plant milks, or fruit are included. Now, consider the rest of your day. If breakfast already contains chia berries, oats, vegetables later in the day, beans at lunch, and whole grains at dinner, your fiber intake may rise quickly. That can be excellent when introduced gradually, but doubling your fiber overnight because every healthy food is good for the gut can leave you uncomfortable. Adults generally need fiber from a variety of foods. Chia should complement fruits, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, and whole grains rather than replace them. And remember the distinction between food nutrition and clinical treatment. If your primary problem is ongoing constipation, do not assume chia identifies the cause. Constipation can have many contributors. Diet is only one. Medications, reduced activity, dehydration, neurological disorders, metabolic conditions, and other medical issues may also contribute. If constipation is persistent, severe, new, or worsening, investigate the reason instead of continually adding more seeds. The safest chia routine is often remarkably unexciting. A reasonable food portion. Adequate fluid according to your individual medical needs. Gradual fiber increases. Safe storage. No miracle expectations. And attention to how your own body responds. That simple approach is far more evidence-based than chasing the perfect overnight soaking hack. What to remember after 60. Let's bring all 12 mistakes together. You do not need to fear chia seeds, and you do not need to worship them either. Chia is simply a nutrient-dense seed that can contribute fiber, plant omega-3 fat, protein, and minerals to a balanced diet. The first mistake is believing everyone must soak chia overnight. The second is swallowing concentrated dry chia, especially if swallowing is already difficult. The third is jumping immediately to large servings. The fourth is increasing fiber without considering adequate fluids. The fifth is assuming extra soaking time creates extraordinary health benefits. The sixth is treating chia like medication. The seventh is expecting chia alone to produce major weight loss. The eighth is using it as a substitute for diabetes treatment. The ninth is ignoring food storage and recall safety. The 10th is forgetting to evaluate everything else in your chia recipe. The 11th is continuing to push fiber despite persistent digestive symptoms. And the 12th is ignoring medications, fluid restrictions, swallowing disorders, and other medical conditions. For many adults, the best strategy is simple. Use chia as one food among many. Introduce fiber gradually. Choose a portion your digestive system tolerates. Use enough fluid when increasing fiber, unless your healthcare professional has told you to restrict fluids. And never change prescribed medication because a food appears to improve one measurement. There are also symptoms that should not be treated with another spoonful of chia. If you develop severe abdominal pain, repeated vomiting, inability to swallow, difficulty breathing, blood in your stool, or other severe or rapidly worsening symptoms, seek appropriate medical care. Chia is not an emergency treatment, and persistent constipation or swallowing difficulty deserves proper evaluation rather than endless home remedies. The evidence does not support the idea that soaking chia seeds perfectly will transform your health, but chia can still be a valuable addition to a healthy dietary pattern when you use it sensibly. That is the important distinction. You do not need the most complicated chia protocol. You need the one that is safe, tolerable, practical, and fits the rest of your nutrition. Now, I would like to hear from you. Do you normally eat your chia seeds dry, mix them directly into food, or prepare them as an overnight pudding? Share your method in the comments, and subscribe to Health Quest for practical, evidence-based guidance designed to help you make smarter health decisions after 50 and 60.